At 50, I had to learn something that completely changed how I approached my body. Fat loss didn't stop working because I got older. It stopped working because I was still using strategies that no longer matched my body. And once I understood that, everything started to make sense. If you're new here, I'm Janine, and at 50, I'm rebuilding my body, my confidence, and metabolism in midlife. And I coach women over 40 who feel stuck doing the same. If you're watching this and you're over 40, especially if you're approaching 50 or already there, and you feel stuck with your weight or your body fat, I want you to hear this clearly. You are not lazy and you are not broken. And you're not failing because you don't have enough willpower. That's not it. At 50, fat loss works differently. And until someone explains why, most women just keep blaming themselves. Here's the first thing that most women get wrong. It's not your age alone that's causing the problems. Yes, hormones change. Yes, menopause plays a role, but that's not the only thing that's going on. The biggest issue is by the time we reach our 40s and 50s, most of us have been dieting for decades. I know I have. Eating less, starting over, restricting, over-exercising, too much cardio, living in some version of, I'll be good on Monday. Does that sound familiar? Your body learns from that history, and it's a long history. So when you try to diet again at 50, your body doesn't respond the way it did at 30 because it remembers, it knows what you're doing. It's been there before. And instead of cooperating, maybe it once did, it protects and you go nowhere. I know that I would always go back to what worked before. I would think back, oh, when did I have an amazing physique? Like, oh, when I was doing my fitness competitions. Let me just go back to that diet that I did then. And why didn't it work the same way it did then? I remember just feeling like it must be my age. It must just be impossible now. That ship has sailed. And I'm here to tell you, the ship has not sailed. You can still lose body fat. You can achieve that dream body, but the strategy has to change. So this is where most women get stuck. At 50, your body is far less tolerant to chronic stress and underfueling. Too little food, too much cardio, too little recovery, too much pressure to shrink. When the body feels unsafe, fat loss becomes the lowest priority. And that's when you see things like scale stalls and water retention. You'll feel inflammation, fatigue, and a body that just seems to resist whatever you're trying to do. The harder you try, the more it resists. That's not failure. Now, this is the part that can feel uncomfortable, but it's really important. For most women at 50, eating less is not the solution anymore. In fact, it's often the problem. I see this a lot when a client first comes to me and they start logging what they're eating and they are significantly under eating, or they're just eating salads, the only thing they feel safe eating. This is not the right strategy. When you're already underfueled and you cut calories even more, it just adds more stress to a system that's already overwhelmed. And then the scale becomes incredibly misleading. I like to call it a noisy scale. You can be doing everything right and you still see movement or even weight gain, because in most cases, what you're seeing on the scale isn't fat, it's inflammation, water, stress, all showing up on that number. And that is why so many women feel so confused at this stage. They will be very reactive to that number on the scale and want to respond by doing even more things that are going to cause more stress, more water retention, more resistance. Now, this is where the shift happens. At 50, fat loss responds to muscle. Muscle improves how your body uses calories. It improves insulin sensitivity, it improves hormone signaling, and it gives your body a reason and trust to release stored body fat. But muscle requires something different than dieting. And this is where most women get very uncomfortable because it requires enough food. More food than you've probably ever been eating. It also requires recovery. Most women, especially my midlife women, you guys are superheroes, managing families, managing careers. You don't even know what the word recovery means. It also requires strength training, not punishment style cardio, not fitness classes, not circuit training, specific progressive overload strength training. When I stopped trying to make my body smaller and started focusing on making my body stronger, everything changed. At 50, I'm in better shape mentally and physically than I was even in my 40s, even in my 30s. And not because I'm doing more, but because I'm doing what actually works for this season of life. I actually feel like I have more balance and I eat more than I ever have before in my entire life. I stopped fighting my body. I stopped punishing it. I stopped doing all the fitness classes. I basically stopped assuming the answer to my food was always less and my exercise always more. That's what a real midlife glow up looks like. If you feel stuck right now, I want you to remember this. Your body isn't broken. I've yet to encounter a client that I haven't been able to help, but yet they all thought that they were broken. It's responding exactly how it was designed to respond based on what it's been through. You can't blame it. Fat loss at 50 is absolutely possible, but it requires a different strategy than the one that you used at 30. And once you understand that, the frustration starts to lift. In my next video, I'm gonna show you exactly what I stopped doing at 50 that was keeping me stuck for years. Because sometimes progress doesn't come from doing more. It comes from letting go of the things that no longer serve you. If this resonated with you, make sure you're subscribed. You're not behind, you're just learning a smarter way forward. You've come to the right place. I'm here to help. I'll see you on the next video.